Hey, who needs a drink? We have just the guy who can give you some great advice on that front, whether it be beer or whiskey. He is a true expert on both. Let's welcome to the show, Lew Bryson. Great to see you, Lew.
Good to see you, Chet.
Hey, Lew, I became familiar with you, of course, from your co-hosting duties on What's Brewing with our pal Glen Macnow. I know you know about beer, obviously. Love watching you guys every week on there. But you are perhaps even more knowledgeable, more of an expert about whiskey. How many books have you written about that tasty spirit over the last 30 years?
I have 3 books out on whiskey, Tasting Whiskey, Whiskey Masterclass, and my new one just came out last month, American Whiskey Masterclass.
Yeah, that is that one right there. Nice looking book. We will talk.
That is a beauty.
Yeah, it is. We will talk quite a bit about that. Now, among other places, your new book, American Whiskey Masterclass, is available on Amazon, where it has a bunch of great reviews, all 5-star reviews, in fact, when I checked, which tells me you got a lot of great friends reviewing for you, or it is a really, really good book. Is this a book for the casual whiskey drinker or other true whiskey aficionados like yourself, or who?
Well, if I have a skill in writing, it is making the complicated ideas simpler, really bringing that across. In fact, I once had a distiller tell me that they were going to start using my description of my explanation of sour mash in their distillery tours, which that felt pretty good. So yeah, I think just I don't know, what do you want to say? A casual whiskey drinker would enjoy the book.
All right, good deal. Well, my whiskey knowledge is very poor. When I visit my cousin, we'll often have a shot of Tullamore Dew. That's his favorite.
Oh,
Or
sure.
when I'm tailgating before an Eagles game, as I was recently, I did a shot of Fireball with the guys. You know, that's about it. So,
Yep.
Lew, give everyone a quick overview of the various types of whiskeys that are out there. I'm guessing you have some favorites also.
I do. Actually, Tullamore Dew is a really great, approachable whiskey. I always tell people that Irish whiskey is probably the easiest way into appreciating whiskey. It's not assertive. You will hear a lot of different descriptions of whiskey. You will never hear anyone saying about Irish whiskey, whoa, that's rough. That's a hot one. It just doesn't do that. So Irish is a great place to start. If you're going to be in American whiskey, if you want to start with a bourbon, what they call the weeded bourbons are great. Maker's Mark, Rebel, Larceny actually is another good one. These are whiskeys that are made with, well, a bourbon has to be 51% corn, but then you have another grain in there, which is usually rye, but that's a little spicier, a little hotter sometimes. These whiskeys, these bourbons add wheat as their second grain, and it's a lot more mellow. So that's a great place to start with those.
What is whiskey most commonly mixed with these days? Cola, ginger ale, or something else?
Those two are the pretty much the most common things. I mean, I've seen estimates that say as much as 75% of Jack Daniels is drunk with Coke. Yeah,
I believe it. Yeah, I as a young man, I would occasionally have a Jack and Coke. That was a popular drink, back in my day, and I guess it still is. What are some of your other favorites?
Well, I do like. I'm kind of the odd man out sometimes in pro whiskey circles. I actually like Canadian whiskey. I really like a Lot 40. That's an excellent Canadian whiskey. I do like Japanese when I can find it. Hakushu, 12-year-old, great whiskey. Oh, I'll tell you what, one that gets overlooked all the time. People know about Dickel, but there's a Dickel bottled in bond. That's a Tennessee whiskey. It's the other Tennessee whiskey than Jack Daniels. Yeah. Great whiskey and a really good price.
Well, Lew, I do know the answer to this, but for people who don't, why is whiskey mostly spelled with an EY at the end, but other times without the E?
It's just spelling. It's in the different countries. American and Irish whiskeys are usually spelled with an E. Scottish, Canadian, Japanese, usually without. It's just a word. It's like the British say aluminium. It's still the same metal.
Gotcha. Hey, so regarding the new book, anything else we should mention before we talk beer about this great new book?
Well, the thing I would mention is that I'm just going to say it again. It's a beautiful book. That cover even feels great. It's the nicest book that I've ever had published. I'm just really proud of that.
All right. And we'll talk about where to get it and all that later on. But as I mentioned at the top, Lou, I first became familiar with you from your work with this guy, Glen Macnow.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, you are not a big sports guy. So how did you end up meeting and working with Glen Macnow?
Well, Glenn describes our partnership on the show as he's the color guy, I'm the play-by-play.
Ah,
I know beer. That's what I'm there for. I'm like a hired gun. He had originally been doing the show with Don Russell, Joe Sixpack,
Yep.
from the Philly Daily News. And when Joe and his wife retired and moved to France, which, wow, Joe actually recommended me to him as a replacement, and been working with him ever since. And, hats off if I had one to Don for that. Appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, you had one right there when I got to meet you a few weeks back. That was a lot of fun at Ship Bottom, which is a great place, by the way. Hey, that's in Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania has had some legendary breweries. I mean, Philly had Ortlieb's and Schmidt's. Pittsburgh's still home to Iron City. There's Rolling Rock and Latrobe, and of course, Pottsville is home to Yuengling, which is the area that I grew up in, by the way. America's oldest brewery. That's a lot of beer history, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually also written 4 books on Pennsylvania breweries.
Yep.
Don't buy them; they're out of date. Things change very quickly. But yeah, I've actually had a relationship with the Yuengling Brewery for a long time. I think I first went up there and talked to the brewmaster in like 92, 93. Mm-hmm. It's the same family running it. Dick Yuengling Jr. has been running it for a long time. His daughters are taking over now. He has 4 daughters, and they're all working at the brewery. The Yuengling story has just been incredible. But there are other, like you said, there are other breweries in Pennsylvania with an equally interesting history. Straub up in northwestern Pennsylvania in St. Mary's, another family-owned brewery, years and years and years. Iron City, I was actually just at Iron City recently. They've rebuilt. Somebody else bought the place, built a gorgeous new brewery up the Allegheny River. They have a distillery on site, which is why I was really there. And they're just doing amazing things. It's a great time to be in Pennsylvania and drinking beer.
I'm a big craft beer guy, and there are a lot of real good breweries in eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. You wrote books about breweries in both states, as you said, several years back, but it is a tough business. And I mean, we had the shocking news recently, I guess late September, that Iron Hill was suddenly closing all of its breweries. We're seeing fewer new craft breweries opening now, I think. What is the state of the craft industry, and what do you think the future holds?
Well, I think I try to take the long view here because, of course, that's something I can do because I've been at it a long time. When I first started writing about beer, there were under 2,000 breweries in the country, and that was up from a low of about 35 about 15 years before that. Now there are, I believe there's still over 9,000. So I look at that as a major win, and I don't see even 3,000 breweries closing. So I think we're going to weather this and come out the other side. What's the state of things? Changing, as it always is. Craft brewing has changed a lot just in the last 10 years. And I don't see that stopping anytime soon. It's just going to be a continual state of flux. It's not going away. I mean, we've lost a lot of distilleries actually already. Some of the new craft distillers are not closing. But again, don't see this as this is a correction. It's not a bubble popping. Everybody wants to, the fad's over. Well, first off, the fad lasted 30 years. So I don't think you can call that a fad. And a bubble would be a much faster decline. It's a correction. We already saw one of those in the mid-90s.
Well, you and Glenn get to talk about a variety of different beers, of course. Do you have a particular favorite style of beer?
I do. Actually, you could go back to that picture of you and I, and I'm wearing it on my head. Pilsner. There it is. Yeah.
You're a Pilsner guy.
I love a good, clean lager. Really do. And Pilsner kind of straddles that clean lager, IPA, Gulf by being a clean, sharply hopped lager. And I really love it. That's a human robot hat I'm wearing. And they are, wow. I mean, they are easily my favorite Eastern Pennsylvania brewery right now. Might be one of my favorite breweries, period. And my son lives 2 blocks away.
Nice. Well, Lou, it is November, which means it's time to start drinking some holiday beers. Here's a few that I recall from past few years that I really like. We have Holiday Hef. Now, this is a real good Hefeweizen from Eight and Sand in South Jersey. I like that one a lot.
Mhm.
Christmas in Hollis from Lansdale, Pennsylvania, Round Guys Brewing.
Oh,
a real
yeah.
nice one. Yeah, it's brown ale with cinnamon. And from Broken Goblet, they do this one every year. Fritz's Sticky Bun Stout typically arrives right around Black Friday each year. I love this thing, and I can't wait to get it again this year. What are some of your favorite holiday brews, Lou?
Wow. I just got a 6-pack of my absolute favorite yesterday, Sierra Nevada Celebration.
I remember you talking about that.
Wow. Cannot get enough of that beer. I've got a home bar. I had 2 sixtels of it on tap last year. We went through both of them. Bethlehem Brew Works, the Rude Elf's Reserve. Nice, big, spicy beer. Like that one. Of course, Troeg's Mad Elf. If I had a little more courage, I'd get a sixtel of that and throw it on, but I'm afraid I'd never leave the basement. Right. So that's a powerful beer. That's awfully tasty. I really like cherry in a beer, and it's got plenty.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I am a wheat beer Hefeweizen fan. I enjoy most lagers, and Pilsners. I'll mix in a porter or a stout now and again, but I am just not an IPA guy. Does that make me a bad person, Lou?
No, absolutely not. My brother-in-law's the same way. Loves beer. Not really a hop guy, but I mean, sours, stouts, all kinds of stuff otherwise, but no hops, please. No, that's not a problem at all.
There you go. Hey,
he also doesn't eat chicken, so.
Well, come on. Now, that is un-American.
That's a little weird.
All right, let's get back to your book, Lou. This one here, American Whiskey Masterclass. You've got a book signing coming up in beautiful Gettysburg in early December. What's the scoop?
There is a fantastic little whiskey bar down there called Gary Owen Irish Pub. They've got to have the best selection of Irish whiskey in the state, but they also have a lot of other whiskeys. They've been down there doing this for a while, and I actually reached out. This is the kind of town Gettysburg is. I reached out to another place in town, and they're like, we don't really have the venue for that. Let me get you in touch with the manager at Gary Owen. I'm like, this is great. I love guys like that.
Awesome. Yeah, so December 11th at Gary Owen in Gettysburg. Nice. Hey, this has been lots of fun, Lou, as I knew it would be. Once again, the book is American Whiskey Masterclass. Makes a great gift for any whiskey lover out there. Where can folks find the book, Lou?
It's online, of course, Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, and it's in the Barnes & Noble brick and mortar stores. And, if it's not at your independent bookstore, which I love independent bookstores, ask them for it. They'll get it.
Lew Bryson, thank you again, and cheers.
Cheers.